Hi, this is Hudson Atwell. I'm making a video vlog about showing Sendlane integration with the Inbound Now marketing suite. I've opened up a local installation here that has Inbound Pro free installed, and I've downloaded the Sendlane integration asset and activated it on my WordPress installation. In Inbound Pro settings, under extension settings, you'll see an area called Sendlane that asks you to input an API key, a hash key, and a domain key. Now you can get this information from your Sendlane account by going into account settings, scrolling down, and then you should see your API key, your hash key, and your domain key. Now if you're not running Inbound Pro and instead you're running free leads or landing pages or calls to action, you can find a setup area similar to this setup area inside their settings section right here. Now how this asset integrates with Sendlane, we're able to do this through three different ways. One is through using our inbound forms. And here I've opened up my inbound forms section. I've created a new form called Sendlane testing. I've scrolled down to the bottom and I've clicked to enable Sendlane sync, and I select which list I want to send form submissions to. I'll click alpha for this test and save. One thing to show you is the field setup for the inbound form. We have a first name, a last name, and an email field. Each field must be mapped in order to work. So we're going to map email to email, last name to last name, first name to first name. And then let's go ahead and refresh this screen off over to the right so we can run a test. And then we'll show you how that test works out. So let's give a first name video3, last name test3, and a dummy email address with the video test3, and click submit. When a check mark appears, this submission will be added to our leads database, and it will also be sent to Sendlane. A check mark appeared, so let's go into our Sendlane subscribers, refresh the page, scroll down, and we can see that our video test 3 did arrive, and it arrived in the alpha list. It's also in beta list. That must mean that I have it being added to beta somewhere else too, which is a perfect opportunity to show you the other ways to send leads into Sendlane. When opening the leads database, you can bulk export leads into Sendlane. So select all your leads that you'd like to send, click export to Sendlane, and then select your lead list, or your Sendlane list that you'd like to send these leads to, and click apply, and it will send them to Sendlane. The last way to send leads to Sendlane is through our automation component. Automation is only available to Inbound Now subscribers running Inbound Pro plugin. Here's an example of a lead profile created, but what I want to show you is the automation section. Here I've opened up my automation section, and you can see all of our rules. One of the rules I'm working with is Sendlane test. I've opened it up right here, and this, using automation image, our automation component, allows us to select a trigger event, which we've selected on lead creation, and then add some conditions for qualifying that event, and then create actions to perform if the conditions are met. This one is saying is anytime a lead is created that has the information form ID, and that form ID is equal to 133, it will send the lead to Sendlane, to the beta list. Now why would we use this instead of inbound forms? We would do that in situations where we're using third-party forms like Gravity Forms or Contact Forms 7 or Ninja Forms 3, which we also provide integrations with on the Inbound Now marketplace that I showed you earlier right here. So if you're using one of those, if you're using one of these extensions to work with different forms other than the ones we provide, then Automation Component will help you listen to those forms and send those leads to Sendlane. And that concludes the integration capabilities of our free Sendlane extension provided at the Inbound Now marketplace. We'd like to give a special shout out to the people at Sendlane who commissioned the work and made it free for all Inbound Now users, and we hope this video helps with setup and understanding how to use this asset. Thank you.